Hi friends, I'm here with a yoga offering. As always, please go at your own pace, rest whenever you need to, and feel free to skip things or change things if they're not working for you today. Let's begin standing. So you can have your feet about hip-width apart and have a small bend in the knees so that you're not locking. And we'll take a few moments with eyes closed. In these first few moments of the practice, regardless of the shape we begin, is a time to settle in and arrive not only physically but energetically. Can you feel where you are touching the floor? Can you feel that you are breathing? You may want to slow it down and deepen it. And you may notice that there's quite a bit of movement even standing here in stillness. The movement of your breathing, of course, your rib cage expanding and contracting. Subtle shifts of weight as you continue to be in balance here. Little corrections and all the fast twitch muscles correcting, keeping you upright. You might even notice your own heart beating or your pulse. If we tune into it, something so simple, we're just standing here, can have a richness. You can let your eyes open, keeping a soft focus, and feel free to open and close your eyes as it's useful for you. So let's wake up the feet and ankles by circling the right foot a couple times to the outside, a couple times to the inside, and the supporting leg is a little bent. And then left foot a couple times to the outside, a couple times to the inside. And then circle your right arm back. And you can vary the quality and speed. You might try a couple fast ones, slow ones. You can move the rest of your body in any way that helps you open things up. And then circle this arm forward. Varying speed and quality. And then let's take the left arm back. Using each movement, each pose to explore what's it like to be in your body. Circle this arm forward. And then try taking both arms up and circling one arm forward and the other arm backward. This is tricky. If you find yourself swimming, it means they're both going in the same direction but at different speeds. So try starting at the top again, one arm forward, the other arm backward. If you have it slow, you might try a couple fast. If you don't have it, just keep trying. More for the brain than the body. And then release and shake that out. You might take a little wider stance, let your arms swing like rope. And then bring your hands into light fists, and we're going to pat all the soft parts of the legs. The insides, the outsides, the fronts, the backs. You can play around with how much pressure you like. You can do your hips, your butt, gently on your lower back and belly, and then both arms, all the soft parts. Waking up with touch. And gently on your chest, shoulders, and then use your fingertips to do your face and head. Touching all the places, little tapping. And then shake it out. Shake your hands and arms. Shake your legs and feet. Shake your butt. Whole body. And then gather energy up, stepping up to the front of the mat. You could imagine gathering through the soles of the feet, through the inner legs, the pelvic floor, all the way up through the spine, all the way past the top of the head. Mountain pose. Next inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, fold forward, swan dive down. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back. Come through a high push-up position. Lower down. And come into your back bend. And this could be as low or high as feels right for you. Take an extra couple breaths in this first one. Cobra or up dog. And then back to down dog. You might pedal out your feet a little bit, bending one knee as you press the opposite heel towards the floor, waking up the backs of the legs. Let's drop the knees and sink back to child's pose, releasing hips to the heels, forehead to the floor. Resting, letting go. With arms out in front of you. Walk your hands over to the left and then pull back through your right hip, stretching right side. Come over to the other side. Pull back through your left hip, stretching the left side a bit more. Come back to center. Let's lift up through table. Come back through downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, lightly hop or step your feet to the front of your mat, inhaling flat back. Exhale, fold, let your head release fully. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Again, arms high. Fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. This time from down dog, take your right leg up. Bend your knee to your chest and start circling this bent right knee, making the biggest circle possible for your hip joint, exploring your full range of motion. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight, and then take a big step forward, low lunge. Drop the back knee. If you want to pad it, you could roll up the side of your mat, or if you have a blanket or cushion you want to put under there, you could use that. Sinking hips forward. If it's useful to put blocks under your hands, that's also an option. Look for an opening at the front of the left hip. You can keep your hands on the floor or blocks. You can bring your hands to your front knee or your hips, or take arms all the way up. One more breath here. Release. Hands to the blocks or floor. Take the hips back for hamstring stretch. Inch the front foot forward and then flex your toes back. You might adjust your hands higher or lower. Have hands right under shoulders at the height that feels right for you. Going towards hip square, towards a flat back, towards folding. Maybe going towards splits. If you do want to slide that front heel forward, you're also welcome. If you did slide forward, slide your way back. To release, bring both hands to the inside, turn out through the right foot, and then shift your weight forward, coming down onto your elbows on blocks or the floor. You might explore. Do you want to shift your weight more to the left or right? Do you want to add a quad stretch to this? You could bend the back leg, reach for it, and draw it in. Let's release. Move any props out of your way. Set your hands under your shoulders. Lift the hips to plank height and then shimmy the right foot a little lower down your mat. We're going to transition to side plank. Come onto the outer edge of your left foot and left hand. Lift the right arm up. And there's lots of variations of this. You might stack both legs. You might drop the bottom knee. There's variations you might take with the top leg, like tree or grabbing the big toe. Taking the variation that feels right for you, breathing deeply wherever you are. Let's release. Make your way to down dog, however you get there. You might take a vinyasa. You might just step back. You might move in some other way. Feel what you are doing. Take the time you need. From down dog, when you're ready, left leg sweeps up. Bend your knee in and start circling. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight, send it a little higher, and then a big step forward. Low lunge. Feel free to adjust the distance between your legs, the placement of your hands, maybe grabbing props. And if you did take a different arm variation on the other side, hands to the front leg or hips or arms up, can try that again. Last breath. Release. Hands to the floor or to blocks. Take the hips back for a hamstring stretch. Going in the directions you know to go in, meeting your edge right where it is. If you did slide forward on the other side, you might try that again. Listening to your body and where it says stop. And we can get very nuanced, very subtle with that listening. You know, there's people that can taste, hundreds of notes in wine or coffee. I want to be like that with my body and notice subtle sensation at the most nuanced level. And you don't have to be limited by what you have words for to be curious and notice. Using all your intelligence, all your knowledge, all your intuition to take really good care, not go beyond your limits, but right up to them. If you did slide forward, slide your way back. Both hands to the inside, turn out through the left foot. And then play around. So there's a way that, when we first start this practice, it may be quite broad, the strokes we're taking, just like, where are my arms, where are my legs? And then as you go, flesh it out. All the little things, there's so many ways each part can move, finding your way. And just to remind you, there is no right way, even if a teacher tells you there is. This was all made up by people, and people have really different bodies. So, you can, of course, learn from those people that have spent a long time practicing and learning about their and many different other types of bodies. But in the end, you going inside and just feeling, what's it like if I do this? What's it like if I do that? Noticing and learning through practice how to take care of this body as it's ever changing. If you did have the quad stretch, you can let that go. And then slowly make your way to a plank height. Set the hands shoulder width apart. Lift the hips. Shimmy the left foot down before lifting the left arm. Come into whatever variation of side plank you took on the other side. How much can you feel what you're doing here? Release, make your way to down dog. And then settle into a good rest. Could be down dog, could be child's pose, could be sitting or something else. Let's come back through down dog and then all the way to sitting. Extend your legs forward, take the flesh of the sit bones back, inch the heels forward. Feel free to sit up on something and then fold. You might grab your feet. If the feet are out of reach, you could use something like a strap around the feet or go back to having hands on the floor, going towards length, towards folding. Inhale to look up. Exhale, release. Bring the soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana, and grab your toes or ankles with that grip. Lengthen. Fold whatever amount you're able. If your elbows meet your legs, you might push into them to help the knees open more. Or if it works better for you, you could lean into your hands or elbows. Can you drop your shoulders down? Can your face be relaxed right where you are? Make your way back up. We'll keep the right leg more or less where it is. Open the left leg out to the side, getting set up for gate pose, Paragasana. Right arm up and over. You can lean onto your left hand or elbow on the inside or outside of that straight leg. Try and keep the torso open towards the front. And then keeping your torso more or less where it is now, let your head fall towards the floor and then take that top arm out and down until the right shoulder pulls down. Stretching right side of the neck, head hanging, face hanging, relaxing. Press into the bottom hand to come up, and then use that hand to help lift your head, staying nice and relaxed. Same thing other side. Switch the legs, left arm up and over. Find good placement for your right arm, wherever it's going to best support you. And then let your head fall towards the floor. Take the top arm out and down until Your shoulder pulls down, stretching left side of the neck. Press into the bottom hand to come up, and then use that hand to lift your head. Let's open both legs wide. Upavishta Konasana, wide angle pose. Try and have the feet and knees pointing up if they're falling one way or another. See if you can bring them up, and if you need a little lift under the hips to get the pelvis upright, feel free to use that. You can use hands on the floor behind you, or lean forward, or come as low as feels right for you until you're at your edge, wherever that is right now. Let's bring the upper body back up. Take your time. Lean back to draw the legs in, little shake out. Let's bring the right leg on top of the left for Gomukasana, cow face pose. So we're trying to scooch the knee right on top of the knee. So you might take your feet out to the side or back behind you a little bit. If this is too tight, you can do this with a lift under your hips. That'll make it a little less tight. Or the bottom leg straight, or both, modifying as you need to. Now to try and get that right hip a little bit more grounded, we're going to bring the left elbow across, right hand into a fist, and then press down, anchoring the legs, and you can use that to get a nice twist. As you inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, rotate even more. Really grounding down through both sit bones, but especially that right one. Keep both sit bones grounded as you release the upper body around to the front, and then bring the right elbow on top of the left, eagle arms. Put some pressure between the elbows, like you're going to pull them apart, and this can help spread the upper back between the shoulder blades. You can feel the rib cage spreading with each deep inhale. And then release. Interlace fingers behind your back. Open up the heart. And you might stay upright or fold over your legs. Maybe even reaching arms up and back away from you. Release. And switch. Other leg on top. Scooting knee on top of knee. And getting as deeply into the pose as works for you now. Feel free to use props or straighten the bottom leg. And then right elbow across, left hand into a fist, pressing down. Using that to get a rotation, but making sure you're lengthening. Feel the length of the spine as you rotate, and really grounding through both hips, especially that left one. One more. And then release around to the front. Left elbow on top of right, eagle arms. Feel the sit bones grounding, lengthen up, long, broad torso, lots of space. And release. Interlace behind your back, other thumb on top this time. Open up the heart. Folding any amount, whatever amount works for you. Release, come up. Unwind and take a little windshield wiper side to side. As you're on one hip, you might rub that hip into the floor, a little self-massage, feeling the muscle between the floor and the bone of your hip. And then let's come back onto our backs. Bring your knees in, take a little circle or rock with your knees. And we'll get set up for a supported bridge. You will need a prop for this, something to put under your sacrum. So if you have a block, that can work well, and it can be on low, medium, or high, or using 2 blocks if you like it high. If you don't have a block, you could use a stack of books with a blanket or a towel over it. Something firm, finding a good height for you. And you're welcome to just stay here relaxing. It's a wonderful pose to just let go into. Or if you want to join me for a hip flexor stretch, bring your right knee to your chest, grab hold of your right leg, and then straighten the left leg and let that straight left leg hang. Opening up the front of the left hip. Same thing, other side. Let's grab the left leg and then straighten the right. Hug your left knee in close. Let the front of the right hip yawn open. It feels even on the 2 sides. Come to neutral, and that could be both feet back to the floor, both knees in, or both legs straight, either up in the air or along the floor. And feel free to adjust the placement or height of your block or prop. Whatever position you've chosen, how much can you let go here? Can your face be relaxed, your shoulders, your hands, your belly? Can you find a place where the bones are stacked and the muscles can just release, hanging on the bone? At any point you might change position, or you can begin to release when you are ready. And I'm going to wrap up this practice. You can keep practicing, of course, if you want to. If you're wrapping things up with me, take any last pose, anything that you want to finish with. What would feel good right now? Is there a part of your body that could use a little attention? Is there something you're craving? Feeling whatever you're doing. And take the time you need to do it. Each time you finish something, you can ask again, what's needed now? When nothing else is needed, you can start getting comfortable in your final resting pose, Shavasana. Feel free to put on extra layers or cover up or use props. Whatever you need to help you relax. Eventually settling into a symmetrical, relaxed position. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, gently waking your body up again. And let this movement increase gradually through your wrists and ankles, eventually stretching out long through your arms and legs. When you're ready, bring your knees in and roll to one side, pausing there for a moment. Use your hands to help you up to sitting. I'll bring hands together at the heart. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me today. This is really reciprocal, even though it's an odd format. I'm shooting this now here by myself, and you're watching it. Who are you? When? I don't know. But it still really serves me. I have a much better practice when I feel like I'm teaching and I'm offering it. So this helps me get on my mat and do what I really need to do for my own mental, physical health. And I like to feel like, you know, I'm contributing in the world, so that you are here watching this matters to me. Thank you. I wish I could thank you in person, but thank you. I appreciate you.